Hello everybody, this is John here, aka Pressure Bubbles, and once again, welcome to my laboratory. In today's edition, I will be showing you the new sets of pre-built kit and also booster boxes of Fusion Strike, but for those who are not aware, that there's been some kind of logistical issue, and everybody's product has been pushed back by a week. So next week, we'll be definitely doing a Fusion Strike set review on the build battles, and also on at least one or two booster boxes. Now, for those who don't are not aware of this, this is Fusion set is one of actually is the highest set count to Pokemon centers today. It has the highest amount of cards in one set, and this is the explanation I can give you. We've been playing catch up with Japan in terms of every set that they make and mini sets. We've been trying to make a full set, and because of that, a lot of the cards we didn't get there. I think it says 55 cards were cut from it from previous cards like Evolution Skies, and so those cards plus other cards back in the Shield and Sword are now going to be compressed all together, and now we're making this Fusion Strike. So, what I thought about doing is go through the list and see what cards are actually good and bad in this entire set. There's 280 plus cards, a lot of cards. And I'll show you the reason why there's so many. Most of it has to do with the secrets, which is, I find it outrageous how many secrets can be in this set. But here we go. We have Caterpie. Search your deck for Caterpie, put it on your bench. Basically, a one for one. Okay, it's not bad. But I noticed right away that Caterpie and Metapod here do not have their natural ability that other ones have, where you can evolve at the same turn as played. Um, so this version of Caterpie and Metapod format to Butterfree, I just feel like it's not even going to be worth talking about. Yet Metapod has hard body, does 20 less damage from attacks. it just it screams at me that every like past three times you had Metapod and Butterfree, they just have that ability to just naturally evolve. Um, Yes, Butterfree has the ability once tricolor skills. When you play this card from your hand, you evolve one of your Pokemon. Immediately, one of your opponent's active Pokemon burnt, confused, and poisoned. I mean, I think this would be great with four scoop ups, and you want a tech card that could burn, confuse, and poison right off the bat. And with scoop up a single prize deck, and you use a single prize Pokemon to attack, you replace the Metapod and Caterpie with the pre-evolution ones, so you can get it off right away. I think this would be an awesome combo. Till then, we just wait and see. Then we go down to Shamoose. Let's see. Tackle, Sea-Bomb, same things. Erloon. Let's see. It's a grass version, so it doesn't use the fighting energy. Sometimes this has either fighting energy or grass energy with fighting attributes. So it does 30 for headbutt and impact blow. It's 150 for 2 grass, 1 colors. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon can't use impact blow. So for 3 energy for 150, that's not bad. You combine it with the Churn card to accelerate energies on your Pokemon. You play the other um, grass stage 1 that's out there right now. I'm trying to think of the name top of my head. It's a little cotton ball one. Anyways, it has the ability to take 2 energies from your deck and put it in your hand. So this is a great 150 strike. Rotate another one, 150 strikes. So we'll see. Interesting one plays. Now its V version is a single strike Pokemon, which is great that they are introducing single strikes and multi strike Pokemon still. Oh, rapid strike, sorry. Counter. One grass, one colorless. Does if this Pokemon is damaged by attack during your last turn, this attack does that much more damage. So it needs to survive the attack. So if you're playing against Metal Dogs doing 230, it's knocked out. I mean, unless you're playing small Pokemon that can't knock it out one shot, I mean, it's an interesting attack, nevertheless. If it can survive the attack, it's powerful. But it's too low HP for it to be able to survive a lot of things. And the second attack is Mach Cross 140. So if this thing doesn't have a V Max form, I don't really see being played a lot. Because you carry transfer damage, it has to take the damage. You got another Semi Sages. I'm sure they have very unique abilities like they normally would. Let's see. Return Grass. Draw cards. You have 6 cards in your hand. Okay. And it does 30 damage for that. That's not really that bad. Um, Whiplash does 70 damage. Okay. As a single prize Pokemon, it's unique. Not tier not tier review, but it's unique. You got your Sewaddle, Swaloon, and Leavanny. We're kind of going to skip these two because it really comes down to the Stage 2 Pokemon, which has Heal Loop for 2 colors energies. Heal all damage from each of your bench Pokemon, then shuffle this Pokemon and all cards back into your deck. Again, it's a Stage 2 that does this. It's a lot of resources you have to commit to order to use this one attack and then throw it all back. Most time you're probably going to use Red Can to get this out. It's just too much, especially for an attack. If it was an ability, doing this, then I would say this card has a lot more potential. But if it being your attack, no, it's a cool idea though. Oh, look at this Maracas. Act for 20 and Ditch and Shake. For 1 grass, 1 colors. Does 50 damage times the number of cards you discard. Pokemon tool cards you discard from your hand. Wow, that is actually a very interesting deck because normally it's like energy, acceleration. No, this one just does straight 50. So if you run a lot of tools, I'm gonna assume that there's a card in the game, and later on I'm probably gonna read that may be able to bring tools back. If it does, this is gonna be a very interesting card to play for one prizers. Oh yes, we finally got Excel Gore that actually does something. So you got Shelmet that does 20. Okay, we're not worrying about that. But we got the new category, Fusion Pokemon, which is called Fusion Strikes. So this Fusion Strike Pokemon does 1 grass, 2 colors, Ninja Tornado, 120 damage. If this Pokemon was on your bench, became your active Pokemon this turn, this attack can be used for 1 grass. Okay. So if you're a fusion Pokemon, there's probably other abilities out there for fusions, just like they are for single strike, acceleration for power, just like rapid strike gets for double energy counts. There's probably an increased power for fusions as well that we haven't got to yet. But I have not gone through the list of all the Pokemon yet. I'm just going off what we found out on Pokebeach at the moment. So if you keep on rotating this Pokemon, you're doing 120s for 1 grass. So that's actually pretty legit. You're low HP, but you're doing massive damage. Oh, Vizarin. Let's see. Bailout for 1 grass, put up to 2 Pokemon in your discard pile in your hand. Okay. I mean, if you're playing a stall deck that uses abilities when they play on the field, sure, I can see something happening. We'll see. Solar Beam for 90 with 3 energies is not really a good attack. This is going to be more of a tech deck if we're going to use this ability. Durant's, for example, that can be picked up. Phantom. Let's see. Tackle and Sea Bomb for 20. Nothing really to say about that. Let's see what Trev does. 40 damage for Strike for grass and colors, and a Windhammer for 90 for grass 2 colors. Again, see these Pokemon here are not even a fusion Pokemon, not a single strike, not a rapid strike. It's just plain one prizer beat 6 that take a lot of energy for the damage they're doing. So it's not going to see play. We got Grubbin. Ooh. Now these cards always have some kind of uniqueness to it. So let's see. Attach a lightning energy from discard pile to this Pokemon. Okay, that's not bad. Surprise attack, 50 damage. If flip a coin, if tails attack does nothing. Weakness. Hmm. Don't like. Yeah, you're not using this for the attack power. It just has to be later on. It gets better. I'll go down to Aquanid. Bug Bite for 30, and for 1 grass, 2 colors, does Form, Bubble, Hurl. 110 damage. Move energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. It does have 120 HP, which is wreckable. The fact it's doing 110, and you can transfer energy off if it gets knocked out, it's still not that bad. I don't see big plays with it though right now. Let's see, Serena V, the basic. I don't see no V maxes yet with that one, so we'll see. For one grass, 1 colors, does Queen's Order. 20 damage. Discard any number of your bench Pokemon. This attack does 40 damage for each bench Pokemon you discard this way. Wow. Okay. So this might see some unique plays. The reason why I'm saying that is it's really for standard. It's only doing what, 100 damage for just a basic bench. But the idea of this card is beyond that. If you're taking a lot of damage, you need to heal, or you don't want to get that card KO'd, put this card out there, let it do its attack. It's getting rid of that Pokemon, so they can't knock it out. So there's unique situations. This is like a Mega Guardy for expanding the EX era. I think it was one Psychic, one Colorless, and it did the same factor for 110 plus 10 more damage for everyone you discarded. So yeah, this card might see some play, depending on the deck ratio. So yeah, Rillaboom, let's go straight into the VMAX, since that's just basic attacks. For LA as well, one attack, and it's a Rapid Strike Pokemon. So it can use a double energy, that's good. So one grass, three colors, G-Max Drum Solo. 180 damage attack, does 40 damage to two of your opponent's best Pokemon. You attach the lens scope towards it, make it 70-70. Not bad. It's respectable. And the fact it's 330 instead of hitting that. I always hate have 300 to 320 HP Pokemon are in danger. 330, I don't see a lot of attacks that puts a basic Pokemon, even doing hit weakness, in the range of contesting because of that 330 mark. So that's really good. Oh, Eldegoss was the other Pokemon. I just saw the name. It popped up. So we're not talking about Glossria because it's just a normal attack. So we'll go Eldegoss. Stage 1, for one color is 50 damage, heal 20 from this Pokemon. It's unique, for energy, 50 stab. It's just not enough to even talk about it. I'm not trying to make these cards sound bad. What I'm trying to do is let people understand that there's cards in the game that are good, and there's cards in the game you should focus on. So Apple Turn V. I love Apple cards. I love the Apple Dragon format. I love the dragon of it. So it does headbutt 30 damage, 2 grass, 1 color, sweet impact. 100 damage and heal 30 from this Pokemon. It's not a lot of damage ratio. If it was 120 heal 30, yeah, I think it would be a great idea. I would give you a little more HP survival stuff because that 210 is just it's just not enough against the meta right now. It's just you have to manipulate the HP for it to survive. It's not even a fusion, which makes it more difficult to say it's a good card. But it is a cool design nevertheless. Sarudo. Let's see. Scratched. One colorless, 20. Nothing. Furious Whip for one grass, one colorless. 40 plus damage from coin of heads, 30 more. It's fun if you're doing a sneak peek preview, get this card out. It's fun with that, but it's not going to be competitive. Oh, we got two Vulpexes, which one does 30, another one does 10 for one energy. Depending on how you want to go about it, I don't see a difference in either one. Both have one retreat and one retreat and one water resistance, or sorry, water weakness with same HP. So not much to say there. The Ninetales. Let's see. Yeah, it's just a basic Ninetales. Has no one fire, one colorless, does 70 damage. So unless we find out that more later on there's abilities, well, here's ability one. Secret Paths of the Fox Spirits. As long as Pokemon in play, the retreat cost of each of your Pokemon have any fire energy attached to it. And it uses R, it means red, but it means fire. Attached to it is 2 colors less. Wow, okay. So now we give fire Pokemon better retreat ability. And it doesn't have to be active. I say 1-1 in the deck. We'll see how that goes. If you're a pure fire deck, you're playing. Well, you know what? Here, I got an idea. Pure fire deck, you're playing Victini VMAX. You can run 2 or 3 Cheryls to heal that damage. Retreat it first, so the other one comes out for free. Then you heal it. Then you put energy for that turn. So next turn, that one takes damage. You can rotate. That'll be the way you're doing it. For other fire Pokemon, you can add to it. I'm not talking about expanding because since Pokemon's introduced that regionals are coming up, it's all standard. To me, there's no reason to talk about expanded. People want to do expanded and make interesting deck profiles about that. I don't see a good point about that because a lot of those cards I feel are going to get nerfed, and I feel like the cut for expanded is going to be sentimental. We're just waiting to see what happens. So we got Growlithe Arcanine. Let's see, on number 33. Wow, we're gonna be doing this. Yes. So we do one Fire Energy for Claw, Flame Claw for 40. Heat Tackle 160. This attack does 30 damage to himself. Okay, 160 is not bad. The thing that hurts Fire Pokemon right now is that you don't have Welder anymore. So it loses its acceleration, so it's just not as good. So we just have to wait and see. Slugma. Let's see. Live, Coil, Flare, Basics. We got Macargo. You got the Rock Throw for 40 for 2 colors, and 1 Fire, 2 colors, do 150, 50 coins. Each tells Scar Energy from this Pokemon. Ooh. So, not only that it takes 3 energies, it's hard to accelerate Fire, if you take any tells, you discard energy from this Pokemon for doing that. Hard pass. Do not play this Pokemon. I don't see. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, this is a good deck." No, no, no. Any deck that just discards your own energies, who's their opponents? Amazing. It's not though. Oh, here we go. You got Victini. For 1 colorless, helpful warmth. Attach your basic energy from your discard pile when you match Pokemon. Okay. If it did damage, great. It does no damage. I don't like this card per se, unless you're trying to accelerate a rainbow variation deck. So I wouldn't worry about this card so much. Here we got Panzer and Simisear. Simisear is another one of those 3 Chimp Pokemon. There's Fire, Grass, and Water, I believe. So this version does 60 damage. You discard 2 basic energies from your hand. So place attach energy, discard 2 energies, it does 120. Not bad for a single price. I would love to have 120 HP, but it's not bad. Now here comes the cards that a lot of people have been talking about, which I knew about, is Chandelier V and VMAX. They're kind of the same thing. Just for pointing out, Chandelier V for 1 fire does Confusion automatically, and does Poltergeist for 1 fire, 1 colorless. Opponent shows their hand, and you do 40 damage times the number of training cards you find in their hand. And if you knock this out, it's 200 HP, which is easy for a lot of V Pokemon or VMAX Pokemon to do. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of HP. And it's weak against water, which normally, if it's the dark version, weak against like psychic or fighting. So yeah, it's very interesting weakness right now. Now we have Chandelier VMAX that does the same thing for its attack with 70 damage for each one. But its ability, which is why I feel like that's going to be a big deck being played, and I feel like ability block is going to be a necessity, and that's the ability Biting Heat. As long as Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent can't play any tools from their hand. So, it'd be really funny. You play like, I know this is kind of like expanded in a sense, but the Dawn Fan that did like, what, 40 damage or 60 damage, and it's 1 energy, and it hits, and it rotates back, and you put another Pokemon out there. That's what I see Chandler doing. You stop playing Pokemon tools from your hand. Well, it's not trainers, so they still play some trainer cards and like that. But if they have a couple of tools and they can't get rid of them, let's just say most decks are probably running about 3, maybe 4 tools. So that means besides the trainer cards you find, this card is trying to guarantee that if you keep one of those tools in your hand, you're going to face the wrath of 70 damage plus, or times actually. So very interesting for 2 energy. Heat more. Okay. So 1 fire, you do 20 damage and attach a fire energy from discard pile to this Pokemon. Again, see, this is where I feel Victini should have at least 20 damage, because you got a card that does the same thing, well, attached to himself, but yeah, I mean, it just would make more sense if we can do some damage, even 10. So for 2 fire, 1 color does Elected Heat Flame, 90 damage. If this Pokemon has at least 3 energies attached to it, in addition to its cost, it's at 6 energies total. It does 180 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Oh, so now it does up 9 damage to the main. 3 additional energies. You're doing. Oh, easiest way to do that is with. Oh, we can't do water. My thought was using Frostmoth to accelerate water energy, but that, I believe, can only accelerate water energy onto your water Pokemon. I believe that's what that is. Um, that's a very interesting concept. You know what would be good? You run 4 electrodes. So you run your fire energies, you attach that turn. Next turn, you attach, you blow up two electrodes, and now you're doing 180. But if you have the tool attached to it, now you're doing 210. If they have a Crobat, you just sacrifice your two for their two. They can't knock you out. Next turn, you're sniping damage to tremendous amount of damage. So yeah, that can be very interesting altogether. Now we got Oricorio, Fire Oricorio. And it's a fusion too, okay. So this is what I'm talking about. Fusion Pokemon will get these abilities, and I mentioned some cards earlier. Don't count Fusion out because you got cards like this. The basic Pokemon, as long as Pokemon's in play, not active, just in play, you can be on the bench. Your Fusion type Pokemon take 20 less damage from your opponent's attacks. And you can't stack them. So yeah, we gain some protection. Um, Excelgor, for example, 1 energy if it switches out. It takes 1 grass energy. Now it has some resistance. That's good. So we're gaining some good stuff here. 1 fire, 1 colors, passion and drop. Place 5 damage counters and your opponent's Pokemon in your way late. That is also good too for decks that want to stall and you can place damage to snipe things to take care of things. Okay, so we got Cinderace. What's the difference between these two? One that does Blaze Gift for 3 energies. 210, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. That's okay. It's not high. It's fire, so Metal Pokemon are going to feel it by getting knocked out easily by 420 damage. We had to discard 2 energies, so you would need to run a combination of a fire energy plus the supporter Melanie to get a water energy attached to it, so be now a water fighting fire deck, so that'd be interesting. The other Cinderace for 1 fire, 3 colors. 210, this Pokemon can't use the same attack next turn. It is single strike compared to his previous version. I do like the fact that single strike because you could basically use escape ropes, fight a Pokemon that has free retreat, and Hulk Smash. It is lower HP than the fighting 8 Pokemon that came out in Better Rapid? No, what is it called? Rapid Strike Battle Style? Yeah. The one that came in Battle Style, the single strike version, where it discards all energy, has like 280 and ignores all conditions. And now you got a card that's for 4 energies, which you're not going to use single strike energies on. You could accelerate this attack to 290. Oh, sorry, 60, 270. Still within range of knocking Latians out, so not bad. And you got your VMAX, which again for 3 energy, but this time does a solid 230 damage, which is great because it knocks out dogs. Your opponent's active Pokemon is not burnt. This Pokemon can't attack in your next turn. Again, this is where you retreat this Pokemon and you pull it out again and you do the same attack. So there's ways around that. Let's see. Solazapede. Your opponent's active Pokemon is not burnt. Center Scorch. It is a Rapid Strike, which is nice. And Recoil. During your next turn, this Pokemon does attack. Does attack more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, so you do 30, next turn you can add it, make it up to 210. I don't see a lot of plays with that. It's just not good enough. Same thing with this Center Scorch is just normal. I notice a lot of these cards in this set are null. I do like this Courser because it's Rapid Strike. It gives the 1 energy cost for the double energy. And it has Shell Armor, which gives it 30 less damage from attacks. So it'll be 130, which is good, respectable. But against the lightning we can deal with. And it takes 30 less damage. 1 water, 1 colors. Aqua Split 60 does 30 damage to 2 your opponent's best Pokemon. Again, you can run Snipe to make him 60 damage. You're doing 60, 60, 60. Good overall attack for single prizer. If you're making a deck that focuses on just splitting the damage out and just stacking up really quick, this would be a very interesting deck to play. Now, I did see this card, but I didn't know what its ability was. Or its effect, I should say, but so let's check it out. I love Star Means, they're always unique. It is Rapid Strike, which is great. Obviously, you would think it would be because it's spinning, rapid. Rapid Fist is Star. You may discard any number of water energies from this Pokemon. For each energy you discarded, choose one of your opponent's Pokemon and do 30 damage to it. You can choose the same Pokemon more than once. Ooh. Okay, now for those who were not playing during this time, there was a Bronzor break card. I believe it was Bronzor, so if you correct me, please do so. It has the same attack but for Meta Pokemon. So what this means is that if you played Frostmoth and you somehow stacked 10 energies, somehow able to put 10 energies on the starting when you choose to attack, and you discard all 10 energies, for every energy you discard, the easiest way to explain it is say if you have like two opponents, opponent has an active Pokemon and then one bench Pokemon. You could put 5 energies on that active if it had 140 HP to knock it out, and place the other 5 on the bench and hopefully knock out that bench as well. Or you take all of them and place 300 damage on a bench Pokemon if you choose to do so, or an active. You get to place those discard energies, so which each sturdy is going to do. You don't apply weakness resistance for the bench Pokemon, of course, so keep that in mind. But if you're playing expanded, there was a tool. I think it was something in scope, snipe scope, and it disregarded weakness and resistance. So if you play fire decks, this card can be evil and expanded, which I don't see a lot of fire. And expanded, well, expanded has a lot of opportunities. I can't really say it, so we'll see. Lapras, Icy Wind. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Okay, which it did damage with it, but okay. It is Rapid Strike. Splash Arc for 2 water, 1 colorless. Return all energy attached to this Pokemon to your hand. This attack does 100 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I don't like the fact that it returns all and it doesn't do it high enough just for 100. I don't see it being played as much. And you got Totodile, Croconaw, and Feraligatr. We're going to go straight to Alligator. So, excuse me, has an ability called Berserk. When you evolve this Pokemon from your hand to evolve your Pokemon in its turn, flip a coin. If heads, well, it's a flip effect. So if you get heads, you discard top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. If tails, you discard top 5 cards of your deck. So there's an electric Pokemon that came out during Shield and Sword that does something the same thing, but it's attack based, not ability based. So that's stage 1. I believe it was 4 cards at 5. I gotta look back and see. It's interesting. I just don't like the fact that it has to evolve. Once you evolve it, you have to flip for it. If it was evolving and you discard 5 cards your opponent's deck, this will be a very interesting deck to build really quick. I just I don't. It's too much of a threat to discard 5 of your cards as well as discard your opponent's 5. So now, Marrow, when we say this again, there's several Pokemon it does in the past, and you always have the roll together, um, toss together. There's always Pokemon that have like the same unity attack. So for 1 water, does Aqua Liner, does 20 damage to any Pokemon, basically like the sniping ability. And then you got 2 colors rolled together. 20 damage times the number of Pokemon on your bench with rolled together attack. So I believe Blissey and Chansey also have this. Aruzu also has this, and there's a couple other Pokemon that have this. So I think the Blissey is the main one because we'll get to that one in a second when it comes up. Uh, well, this Azumarill doesn't have the roll together attack. So choose up to 3 of any combination of Pokemon as 4 cards from your scope out and show it to your opponent, and then put them in your hand. Okay. Pokemon Sport cards are awesome as items. I see this card being very played a lot. Well, we'll see. Quillfish. 1 colors, bring them along, draw a card. Do 30 damage. Just not much of anything. Same thing with this Mantine. It's just a normal Mantine. This Swampert is going to be amazing. 170 HP, which is high for stage 1. Stage 1. A 1 prize Pokemon. Has the ability Mud Maker. Once you're in turn, you may attach a water or a fire energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. That is amazing. Acceleration not just for water, but for fire as well. So this is me very unique for fire decks. It's like you're trying to splash water to support fire. That's hot. That's steamy hot. No puns intended. It also takes 1 water and 2 colors to do Earthquake, 180 damage, does 20 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. You're using this not for the attack, you're using this to do the acceleration. You want this guy to be on the field. Good ability. It is stage 2, strong ability all around. So you got Clan Pearl, which always has two stages, which both are fusion. We're going to talk about Huntail first. Single Strike Jammer. As long as Pokemon is in play, when your opponent's Single Strike Pokemon require one colorless more energy to use the attacks. Okay, so it's hardy Single Strikes and makes it more difficult for them to attack. Not bad. And Gorbis has Rapid Strike Counselor. As long as Pokemon is in play, your opponent's Rapid Strike Pokemon have no abilities. That is going to be a gross all around. Wow, that is going to be. This card is going to be sought after. This is tradable. This is unique. This is amazing. Why am I saying this? It's basically saying you want to play a Teleon deck, search engine deck power. I'll play this and shut your deck down. You have to knock it out in order to start playing your Teleons, or even Sobbles or the Grizzles. So, yeah, that is going to be a 1-1 or 2-1 lineup to get that card out as fast as you can first turn. That's just going to shut down a lot of support in that. Yes, your boss order it and all that stuff, but it's just super strong how to build like that. Pen port, swimming port, but yeah, later on, this is really good as long as people play these cards. This will force people to stop playing Rapid Strike Single Strike and start mixing it with other forms as well. So take that as you take it right now. We're going to the third, which is the Simi Port, the water type. So we're not going to talk about its first attack, it's just normal. But it's Soak Circuit, 60 damage, your opponent reveal their hand, attack does 60 damage for each supporter card you find it. That is a great ability compared to the other ones. This one's going, let me see your hand. And going, you got 3 supporter cards there? You're going to take 180 damage. But there's times where they're doing 60, and it just doesn't sound good. That's your 100 HP. So, yeah, I had to say no on that one. Basculin. One water and colorless. The 30 damage take the 10 more damage to each damage counter and opponents at the Pokemon. That's if they have damage. If they don't have damage, this is not good enough. Galarian Darmanitan. Let's see. Dermal Head, 130. 2 water, 1 colors. If this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, this can be used for 1 water. Okay. A good example of a card that can be legitimately used well. If you're able to place a damage counter on this Pokemon, it is using 1 energy to do 130. It has 120 HP technically at that time. This is a good card. You could play Cemetery, place energy on yourself, put 2 damages on it. You can play Great Charm and increases HP a little bit. You're doing solid damage. Good card, good overall, good single prizer, awesome. Greninja V. Now, I did not see VMAX yet. I'm sure there will be one. Water Drift 40 damage. Shuriken Frenzy 80 damage for 3 coins. I get to flip for him. No to you, sir. No to you. 3 energies is too much. Colotzer. The 50 damage for bench Pokemon. You can't choose attack to active. And that's 110 to active. Okay. Gramble V. This is going to be a very interesting card. Not for its first attack, yes. Second attack, more. This can be a mill deck for 1 water. Or discard 2 2 cards in your opponent's deck. Mill. Play shovel, knock it out. They discard additional 1 or 2 cards for that prizes. I think the prize cards also get discarded. And then for 2 water, 1 colorless, Fist of Destroyer. There's 90. Attack to 6 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay. This has the same principle as Sableye, where it does 10 plus 70 for every energy, for every damage counter your opponent has on the field. On the active Pokemon, I should say. So yeah, this can stack up over time fast. It's 3 energies, basic. There's potential. 90, placing 2 damage counters with like 2 Zigzagoos, or having Inteleon. Yeah, you run this with Inteleon. Wow. Okay, I checked this right now. This is going to be a tier 1, tier 0 Pokemon. You'll see, I'll build a deck with this because I can already see this with some kind of charm to boost his HP so he doesn't die from one hit KOs. 3 energies, Inteleon lineup. Your sniping damage, you're doing 90. If they had like 6 damage counters on it, guess what? You're doing 60 times 6, 360. 360 and 90, that's 450. You're shutting everything down if it has 5 damage counters on it. Shutting everything down. Actually, 4. 4, 6, 240, 90, 330. If it has 4 damage counters, you're doing 330. Knockout potential. Awesome. Uh, Pukumuku. I always hate pronouncing that one. So basically, if it's in your hand, you put it on the bottom of your deck. If you do, then draw a card. You can't use more than one Pukaboo fleeing ability during your turn. Its purpose, if you have a 56 card deck and you don't want to make it a 60 card deck, run 4 of these and it just plugs them down each turn. That's the purpose of that card. That's it. I'm sure everybody's heard about Inteleon, and we're going to go straight into Inteleon V. It's great with the Inteleon search engine builds and the sniper ability, because for double shooter for his ability, discard a water energy from your hand, put 2 damage counters on 2 opponent's bench Pokemon. It's kind of like doing your sniper for 20s, now you're doing 2 20s of doing that. So you can stack damage fast. 1 water, 1 colorless does 70 damage. In return, an energy for attached to Pokemon, you do 70 more damage, you do 140s. It can stack up really fast, especially since your Rapid Strike Pokemon, it is amazing with October. A lot of abusement can be done in this deck. Dragonall, it's a normal. I'm not going to get into it. It's not that's a big deal. Same thing with Baraska. Snow can be interpreted good or bad. Search your deck for 2 water energies, put them in your hand, choose your deck afterwards. Frostmoth is a weaker version. Yeah, it does 160 with all energies back in your hand. You're not going to play this Frostmoth, you're going to play the one accelerated energy. Simple as that. Now we got the mascot of the show, Pikachu V. 200 HP, Tell Boink. Or Bonk? Yeah, Tell Bonk. 20 damage, a Thunderbolt for 1 lightning to Colorless. It's the VMAX you're going to be talking about more. Again, you got this Voltor, not really talking about much, but it's Electro to be talking about more. For 1 colorless energy, it's 120, blows itself up because it does 9 damage to himself. You can attach a single strike energy on this, make it 140. So you know, you're self-destructing yourself, you can take out your opponent as well. That's the potential of this card. And the fact that this first attack is 40 and it's detected and affected by weakness resistance. We should say all other effects too, but yeah. The plus and minus soul, not even worth talking because they're both going to be weak. It has to rotate between both of them in order for one. It has to use one attack in order for this attack to do 120 damage. It's not worth even trying. It's not a good card. The Luxray, basic 90 damage ratio. Rotom, again, another basic card. Electros. 1 lightning does upper shock, 40 damage. This Pokemon evolves from its turn. You can also paralyze. So you evolve it, you do 40 paralyze. Not a lot. There's a way to retreat. 1 electric to colors while charged 160 does 30 damage yourself. Decent damage for 160 HP Pokemon. But again, stage 2 for a lot of requirements for that much damage, just don't try it. Hillerlisk. Electro Bullet for 2, well, 1 lightning and 1 colors. Does 60. This attack does 20 more damage to one opponent's bench Pokemon. Again, it's not high, it's not low, but it's not enough to make an impact. There we go. Vikavolt. I knew there's a Vikavolt out here. All Vikavolts I've seen always have a very unique ability. This one does not surprise me one bit. Bite for 70, which is not what we're talking about for, is 150 HP, 0 retreat, for Electric Blaster, 2 lightning, 2 colorless, discard 2 lightning Pokemon, 2 lightning energy from your this Pokemon and do 200 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It's going, okay, I got 4 energies on this thing. I'm going to run Electrode to accelerate, and I'm going to blast a Crobat out. Boom, knocked out. Then I'm going to go ahead and attach it. I keep my energy source on this card. Next turn, I'm going to play the Echoing Horn, which can revive one opponent's bench Pokemon put on their bench. I want to bring back their Crobat. Boom. Do it again. Turn 3. You can run another one of those horns. Game. That's how strong Vikavolt can be, potentially. It's a shame that Vikavolt is not a fusion, or a Rapid Strike, or a Single Strike. Zoro, Wild Charge, 70 damage, this has 20 to itself, not respectable. Bolton V is going to be a really good card because of its VMAX form that it has now. One lightning, one colorless, this has 30 damage, times the number of electric energy attached to all of your Pokemon, which is tremendous because the other one does like 20 for each one, so it's a very strong power up. 320 HP, fighting weakness, it's acceptable. Max Bolt, 2 lightning, 1 colorless, just 240. This Pokemon can't use Max Bolt the next turn. It doesn't really matter because this kind of deck, you're just accelerating to just get damage. I say run this with electrodes, start charging up, start playing all the electric energies you can, and you're just going ham hocking people. So you got Toxel, both of them are just regular cards, one's fusion, one's non fusion. Play non fusion and toxicity, and does one lightning with colors, punk shock, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon paralyzed. You do, attack does 70 damage yourself. You're locked down, but they can switch. It defeats the purpose. Fusion version of it. This ability works as long as this Pokemon is all Pokemon you control or play are fusion Pokemon. Uh, all your all HP of your opponent's VMAX Pokemon have 30 less HP. If you play a fusion deck where there's only fusion cards on the field, this is amazing. I mean, 30 less HP. If they're 330, now they're 300. If they're 300, now they're 270. So it's very great. What's even better is that this card does not state about stacking. You can only use one of these abilities in the game. So I'm just going to play assumption right now, since it didn't do that, that if you have 2 of these, because it doesn't say this ability only works when there's always fusion Pokemon. So, for example, if you have 3 Pokemon fusions, but you have 2 of these guys on the field, both bench, or one active, one bench, whatever, it's doing 60 reduction of HP. Amazing. Marpico, 1 lightning, 1 colorless, and Spark, the start damage 20 punch Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, Wigglytuff, Find Treasure. Search your deck for 2 cards in your hand. That can be useful depending on the stall deck scenario you're playing. You'll see. Jinx, not a Pokemon that gets talked about a lot, which I feel like it should get more credit. We all know why. But it does Dazzling Dance for your opponent's active Pokemon is not confused. And draw 2 cards. It's just not a good card. You're making Jinx such a bad card. Then here we go. The mascot of this set, Mew V, the fusion Pokemon, the DNA Pokemon that has all attacks built into it, all HM and TMs. So what does this Pokemon do? Well, the basic version does energy mix. Search your deck for 1 energy attached to one of your fusion Pokemon. Okay, acceleration. And Psycho Jump does 70. You may shuffle this Pokemon, all cards attached in your deck. The Mew V Max is what you want. Its attack for 2 colors energies does cross fusion. Choose an attack of one of your bench fusion Pokemon and uses this attack. You run this. You play another Pokemon that takes like 3 energies to do its attack. It ignores it. Its attack is basically Zoroark. I think it was Zoroark GX that had a build. No, it was a single prizer. They copied the ability regardless of the cost of the ability in this card requirement. It just does the attack. So if you get a Pokemon that has like 4 energies and it's a fusion, 2 energies, boom, you're off running. You're running this with the horses, the accelerate energy on second Pokemon. There's a lot you can do with this card. And its other attack is 2 psychic, max miracle 130. This damage is not affected by cards or active Pokemon. Basically, if this rams Decidueye, this rams Altaria. Place a was it there's a tool that does 10 more damage. Place out there, boom, you're knocking through all the Decidueyes. Done. Oh, let's see. Grand Ball. You play a card from your hand. While when Pokemon is training, you may put up to two Pokemon tool cards from your discard pile into your hand. Okay, so now here's your Pokemon that goes with Cacnea. The one that does 50 for every tool you discard. A good example. Play Scopes, and you just toss it back. So you can do four, if you have four max for attack. One attack, using all four and having all those tools in your hand, you can do 400 damage, which realistically you're doing 7. So keep that in mind. Now this Glaring Corsola, as long as it doesn't get nerfed, it's the first attack that's just disgusting. Run this with Inteleon, and you got a one prizer TKO deck. So, Compulsory Restoration. Put a basic Pokemon V from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench, then put damage counters on that Pokemon until it has 30 HP left. Two Inteleons with this against any V Pokemon. You put it on their bench. They can't evolve next turn because they survive one turn. The Inteleons can knock it out. And you resurrect it again. That's all it is. Simple deck. Wow. One psychic does chomp, chomp, hold. 30 damage. During opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon retreat cost because one colors more and attack. Okay. It costs attack to go higher, it costs the retreat to go higher. But they have switch, it just defeats the purpose. Deoxys. People were talking about it. We'll talk about it here some more. It is one of a few Pokemon. I hope more Pokemon in the future do this. It is a fusion. It is a single strike. It is a rapid strike. All together. It gains all the benefits and gains all the decreases as well. Think of like Superman. You can't just be the Man of Steel but be weak against Kryptonite. Why I say that? Because there are Pokemon that decrease HP and there are Pokemon that decrease attack and increase attack power, and it gets affected by all that. So I see misplays happening a lot with this card when you start using the Rapid Strike, Single Strike, and Fusion Pokemon, other Pokemon that support on the field. There's gonna be a lot of confusion with this card, and people are not gonna realize that at first who don't calculate. So make sure you calculate everything on the field before you do this attack. Speaking of attack, 3 colors energy, photon burst, 80 damage. This card has a fusion energy attached to it, which is like rainbow energy for fusion. It's doing 80 more damage. And that fusion energy, by the way, makes it so it's unaffected by any conditions on your opponent's Pokemon. 160 slam, good card, blends against any deck. Amazing. Single strike, get it off. Rapid strike, it's just amazing. Rapid strike, actually single strike with this fusion, you get attached to energy, do Town Doom twice, you're doing 80, you're doing 120, you're doing 80 more, and hey, this is the one prize that everybody should talk about right now. This card can hit 200 damage as a single prize Pokemon. That's simple. It's disgusting. It's super strong. I like it. Muna, nothing. Mushara. Let's see. Induce sleep. Choose one of your opponent's special Pokemon, switch active, and now sleep. Attack it does 30 more damage for each energy type moment. It's fun for the build battles, but nothing else. Simmerdrift. Joust is 20 before doing damage. Discard all tools attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Sure. Calculation before it does 20 and takes away all the effects off the tools. Let's see. Reflect energy, 60 damage. Move energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. One psychic, one colors. It was okay. Meloetta. Psychic, Fusion, 20 HP. Medelius Echo. This attack does 70 damage times the number of fusion energy attached to your Pokemon. That is great. That is amazing. The way it was read. It doesn't have to be to this Pokemon. It's your Pokemon. Any of your Pokemon. So you have 4 on the field. This card is swinging at you for 280 damage. Fusion Pokemon, Deoxys just got good. It's amazing. If there's a way to accelerate the fusion energies, if I read later on, fusion just got strong. Now is the whole point, I'm sure. Ooh, a mill deck coming up. Oh no, it's not a mill deck. Pastaland. The ghost that takes over kids' dreams of making sandcastles. So, My apologies, people. So, Sandstorm Pressure. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic, it automatically knocks it out. We're playing V Max Error. It could be good. We have to see. A 1-1 of. And DD. Call a family. Put your deck for one up to 2 basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. You know what? I say this is good. If you run the horses, your opponent has 1 V Max. You knock it out. They all knock you out, or they do knock you out. You show it another one. You play Echoing Horn, pull it out. Bosses order it. There's a lot of conditions to do, but it's possible. I'm going to skip Drippy Dreadlock and go straight to Dragon Ball because that's the main one. To Fusion. If your bench is loaded, 5 Pokemon, plus itself being all Fusion, for 1 energy is doing 180. Great, awesome, 150 HP, and the fact that it is no retreat. You can run this with Cheryl against other single price decks, and it can survive a lot of stuff. So keep that in mind. Sandslash. Again, I skip this one because it does have the rollouts. You got another rollout. I guess there'll be different types. You got Psychic, you got Water, you got Fighting. So there's a variety of weakness hits going on here. I can see. Twinnergy will have a lot of form with this. Sandslash. Dig. Uppercut. 60. Put a card from discard into your hand. That's a good card. Not high damage. Has 120 HP. But it's a good card. Pick up any card from discard your hand. Primate. For 1 energy, that's Gutsy Punch. Does 30 damage if your opponent's active Pokemon's V. This type does 60 more damage. So you can do 90 potentially for 1 fighting if it's a V card. I love the arc of the Golem. I don't like the ability it does. Ability, the Desperate Bomber. This Pokemon gets knocked out by damage your opponent's attack. Place 10 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. I wish it was just place 10 damage counters at all. In Stage 2, it would be a really abusive Stage 2 Pokemon. But we're not going there yet. Onyx and Steelix. Why can I not make a good one of you guys? I get so shameful every time. And this is the second Steelix that's a fighting type, which is interesting. They're going about that ground rule for said metal Pokemon. So, Steelix does power rage 20 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. It has 1 energy HP. If it has 100 damage, they're doing 200 damage. Yeah. So, not bad. I mean, it's not the best, but if it had higher HP, yes. Grid score, it's 1 fighting, 1 colors, cut down, 30 damage, discard energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. It's okay. Venom hit, 100, your opponent's active Pokemon is not poisoned. It's okay, Pokemon. Hariyama became one of my favorites in this because of his ability. It's just like Heracross. And actually, it is Heracross, it's Guts. This Pokemon gets knocked out by damage from an attack. You flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon isn't knocked out, and its HP becomes 10 instead. So as long as you got way accelerated energy, you can do 100s all the time, and hopefully you don't hit tells. You're just playing like the ability says. You're a gutsy player. We're getting it, guys. Well, I think we're getting close to the main cards right now. So Clay Doll does Rapid Spin 30. Switch this Pokemon when your bench Pokemon we do. Switch your opponent's active Pokemon one of their bench Pokemon. You can switch yours and switch theirs. 30 damage. Okay. Alright, second attack is stage 1, 2 fighting. Put down going to active Pokemon until its HP is 60 or less. So here's my deal, and I'm saying this now because that electric Pokemon. If 2 of those can stack and reduce your HP by 60, and you play this Pokemon and you just focus on the second attack, theoretically, because of the way the ability is set up, every Pokemon that's that VMAX Pokemon you attack has 60 HP left than original HP. This comes out, but it stacks up 60 HP left. When your turn ends, it dies. That is a gross ability that can be happening. We'll see. Lucario is basically plain, does 120. I'll show you the VMAX version. I just haven't even seen yet. Landorus, we're going to skip Jolbert because it's 20. Landorus does 20, switch your Pokemon on the bench. I do like its Earth and Reward is 120, does 2 fighting all colors, switch energies around from this Pokemon to your bench Pokemon any way you like. Pancham, yeah, it's okay. My first turn, it's gonna knock out second turn. You know what? It's not good. I'm not gonna hear you talk about it. Oh, beware, Stuffle. Split Spiral Punch. One fighting, one colors, 40 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is not confused, and two fighting, one colors does 130 damage. It's Roundhouse Beater. Thank you very much. Now we got Grapple Lock. Now the basic one, basic attack, basic damage. They made a following, so I thought it'd be kind of cool. I like the artwork. It's just terrible. I don't care how you want to look at this. It's just a terrible card. Formation Edge does 60 damage. If your opponent has one prize exactly remaining, this 160 more, she does 220. It's just not good enough. If this was a one prize card, one energy cost for a single prize Pokemon, then I would say this is an awesome card to have. But it's not. So not even worth trying a discussion. We know about Gengar. This VMAX does Panic Fear. Just act the 6 damage times the number of opponent's Pokemon V and GX in play. So that's going to see some plays. 3 Dark Energy does G-Max Swallow. 250 is Pokemon to attack. This Pokemon can't attack your opponent's next turn, so you kind of have to swap it out. Tranitar is normal Tranitar. Not going to go much into that. It's going to do the same thing. Obstacle is not even worth to mention. Here we go. Absol. Drag off. Choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, switch it to active Pokemon. If you do dirt damage to the new active Pokemon. Slash for 80. If it's a single strike, it can make a difference. It loses that. It loses Rapid Strike. It has no abilities. A lot of Pokemon that don't have these abilities are going to be really trash, except for ones are good. Here's an example. Toxicroak. One dark, your opponent's Pokemon is not poison, put 4 damage counter, so 1 between turns. That is a very good card. We have a lot of support for that. Darkrai, 90 damage. It's okay. Trubbish. I do like Trubbish for a Call of Family. You get your setup if you need to in case it gets knocked out. Poison gas is 30, put that was not poisoned. Again, I wish it had Rapid Strike. I wish it had something else to it. Now we have our Zoroark. Double Claw, 52 coins, it's like 40 damage each one. 2 dark, 1 colors, night, days, 100 damage. Just not strong enough. Mandibuzz. Bone Seal, 20 damage. During your opponent's next turn, your opponent can't use any cards from their hand to evolve the defending Pokemon. Interesting. Cards. So, based off how I'm reading it, you could check Evolution deck, do 20 damage, or single prize deck, and they can never evolve. You're just sniping 20s. Potentially, you got a huge advantage on that. We'll see how that works out. Especially they start out with no V Pokemon. Oh man. Pangaro. 3 dark, 1 colorless, shake down, does 150 discard a random card from your hand. It's not good enough, too much cost. Fine. There we go. Single strike Pokemon, Evolto. Dark color 50, single strike Queen for 110. All dark requirements. The single strike energy provides dark and fighting, so this will work out well. Grubbin Snarl. It's a dark Pokemon in this format. It has bite for 6 damage. As a stage 2, it has 170 HP, single strike, and rear guard takedown. Does 100 damage if you have 2 or more less Pokemon on bench. This attack does 140 or more. So it does 240 plus single strike energy can do 260, 280, 300. Galarian Berserker. Search for one Metal Energy Pep Talk. Search your deck for two basic energies attached to your Pokemon any way you like. That is a good card. Why is it good? It's better than the Victini because it searches two basic energies attached to your Pokemon any way you like. Any way you like. It's amazing. Skamori, Steel Wing, 30 damage, next turn takes 30 less damage, and 2 metal, 1 colors, does 110. Signal Strike, we'll see the potential. Extra Drill, Rock Tomb, 120, opponent active Pokemon can't retreat their opponent's next turn. Metal Pokemon, it's unique. We'll see what happens. Sorry for using the word unique. I am just justifying that it's 130, one single prize, and 120. It has an effect that locks him down if he can't retreat. You can't retreat manually, basically. Here are our giants. 3 colors, adverse jaw, 70 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a fire Pokemon, this is now paralyzed. So 3 energies for that. That's a lot of cost for it. Dennis agree. Fusion system. Once you're in turn, you may draw cards from your deck until the number of cards in your hand equals the number of future Pokemon you have in play. Awesome ability, and you don't. It's not a requirement how much you draw. So if you have a full hand, say you just Sycamore and draw 7, and you have 5, the full bench of Fusion plus this, you gain plus 6 off that 7 you just did. That's 13 cards. That's amazing. Whew, that's super good. Technoblast, 2 metal, 1 colors, 2 10 attack can be used in your next turn. Or this Pokemon can attack. So this is where Mew becomes very valuable. Again, here's another everybody rollout. It's a metal version, so I think there's like at least one every type in here. Here we go, metal. Ingot Swing. 80 damage. During your opponent's next turn, prevent any damage done to this Pokemon by Pokemon with abilities. That is unique, especially using a single strike. It's going to be a very unique deck to play. Let's see. Cover Knights for the damage. Your opponent's turn. Ready. And Power Cycle does 160 move energy. It's okay. I rather play the VMAX version. A lot of these cards. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Latinos and Latinos. Latinos is red assist return. You may play this ability, attach a second energy from your hand to one of your Latios in play. So you attach. Once you show you may use the ability, attach a second energy from your hand to one of the Latios. So one attaches the other. Okay, we get it. Let's see, Dire Barrier. 70 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon has attach. So both fusion. If you play 4-4, you can accelerate fast. One is doing 210 and it's got 2 energy off this Pokemon, while the other one is doing 70 and basically give it safeguard against VMAX Pokemon. Not bad. I will build this Gudra because I love dragons. That's one of my favorites, especially with his ability, Sliding Room. So whenever it's your active Pokemon, your opponent plays an energy card from their hand to one of your Pokemon. Doesn't matter if it's by ability or not, or by card effect. If all the cards go from your hand to one of your Pokemon, they must flip a coin, and if it's over, technically, when they flip a coin, means roll dice. If tells, the energy gets discarded without being attached. It still counts as your attachment that turn. That's just a disgusting card altogether. Turtonator, Shell Trap, 30 damage. This Pokemon gets damaged by opponent's attacks next turn, plays 8 damage counters to the Pokemon. Good card, good HP, a single prize. I see justice with this card. Persian, draw a card for 30 or do 70. The deal, this attack does 80 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Or Rapid Drill, this attack does 30 damage to itself. It's a Rapid Strike. It would, yeah, it's 80 more damage. You can add 2 Rapid Drill, make it 240. I can't justify it. Now here's the Blissey I was talking about. Ability is riding skill. For each of your Pokemon to have everybody roll attack, takes no damage from your attacks of your opponent's VVX Pokemon. So if you play all VVX deck and you can't play regulars, this card blocks it. Now everybody rolled. It does 20 damage for each of the Pokemon that have any everybody will attack. Very interesting card overall. Genghis Khan, Parent Child Punch, 60 damage, 1 point of head, 50 more damage. Can be useful, can be situational. Eevee, keep on flipping until you get tails, says 30 damage for each heads. Not bad for Eevee colors Pokemon. Snorlax, the Dunsparce. Dunsparce is interesting because each of your colors Pokemon in play have no weakness, so there's no fire weakness. But it's 6 HP, so Teleons can just snipe it off. Smeargle, choose up to 2 fusion type trainer cards from discard pile and show your opponent. Show your opponent and add it to your hand. So with 80 damage. Got Manuri, got Diggersby, which is Bunnelby's evolved Pokemon. Halucha, 1 colors, does 20 damage. Discard special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Yeah, if you don't know, that can be very interesting to use. Okay, here we go. Grident VMAX. On the Pokemon Unite, it got good. I'm sure it's getting nerfed. Let's see what this one does. Big Stocks. 30 damage. If this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from his attack, does 2 more prize cards. Whoa! This card is taking 2 more prizes if it knocks it out after doing 30 damage. Single prize Pokemon, you better watch out. Again, we're getting into the birds. Yeah, it's a Wooloo's duel. Nothing to say as much. We're getting into the tools. Search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Okay, so this is basically Bridget for V Pokemon now. That's interesting. Battle Pass is very interesting. First turn, you only play during first turn. Not first turn is going first. For your very first turn, you play your second as well. If you can get all 4 of those being played, you play 2 Pokemon basics from your deck onto your bench. So, very interesting. Bellcatcher, flip coin, you draw 4 cards to 2. Chili and Cilia and Crescent Trainer. Basically the same thing as that bridge I just explained to you about, but for fusion Pokemon, and it's great. It doesn't care about basic, it just says any fusion Pokemon. You have Cook, you heal 7 damage from your active Pokemon, which is also a really great card. Crab-O-Matic. Play this card, discard a card from your hand, and flip coin of head, search your deck for a card, put it in your hand. Interesting concept, but for Cross Switcher, I believe 4 of these will be played as well as Cross Receiver. Cross Switcher is basically Guzma and hindrance of it. And Cross Receiver is one where if I had my hands on a bench Pokemon my opponent has, and I had my hands on my bench Pokemon, I could Guzma theirs out and pull mine in. So it's really good. But you have to have 2 copies of the cards. You can only use this effect 4 times unless you get the card back. Dancer is draw 2. If you go second in your first turn, draw 3 more. Don't play it. Unless you're playing the pre-release tournament. Alyssa Sparkle. Choose up to 2 fusion Pokemon for each of the Pokemon in your deck for fusion strike energy cards attached to your Pokemon. Here's your acceleration. It's amazing. Single strike Pokemon with this fusion Pokemon just got good. Deoxys just became very terrifying in my view right now. It doesn't even have to be a psychic deck. It is terrifying now. Farewell Bell, if VMAX is knocked out, search your deck for a card, put it in your hand. Judge, I love the fact that we Judge again. Is shuffle, each player shuffles their hand in their deck, draw 4 cards. Power Tablet. Now here we go. There's stacking ability for fusions. And basically does 30 more damage for each. 30 more damage for your opponent's active Pokemon. So it doesn't say 1 per turn. Play 4 of these, you can do 120 extra. Quick Ball, we all know. Schoolboy and Schoolgirl. One's odds, one's evens. You draw 2 cards. If you get the same number right there, you draw 4 more. Shauna. Shauna basically Cynthia would draw 5. So if you have those other ones, it's good. You got Sideway, which is also a card been played in the past. You check your opponent's hand, discard up to 2 cards in a combination of Pokemon Tool cards there. Special energy cards and standing cards from it. You can only play once per turn. Skater's Park, when you retreat, instead of energy cards being discarded, you go to your hand. Thunder Gloves does more damage to water Pokemon. And last but not least is number 244, Fusion Energy, which, if it's attached to your Fusion Strike Pokemon, prevents all effects of the Pokemon prevents all of your opponent's Pokemon abilities done to this Pokemon this card is attached to. So it gives it a safeguard against abilities. And we go into the fun frenzy of the gauntlets I call Fusion Strike Secret Rare List. This LBV that was a special event for Japan is being printed here, which is awesome. I got my hands on several of those Japanese as well. Everything else, as you can see, it's just going to be a secret version. Oh, that view is going to be disgusting to get. This Sandaconda is also another one that's people were sought after for a while there in Japan. Overall, I think the artwork on a lot of these single ones and also the trainers have gotten extremely well off. They also brought back the SBL VMAX that was exclusive for Japan and the special deck box, which you're getting. That's good. Everything else is just a matter. You get the flat fee for electric energies, so it's a really good Melmore right now. You have Training Court, which is great as gold, and you got your grass and you get your fire supporters for gold. Other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this time. I've been trying to do my best to show you guys more updates. But as for today, I just want to make sure you guys got understanding of what is happening right now in the game and right now in the format. So until then, I hope you guys enjoyed your time. And until then, I'll see you guys all next time.